Hello, it's Robert Miner with Dynamic Traders Group with a brief video update for one or two markets that we think we might have a trade set up in the week to come. We do this for our YouTube and Twitter subscribers and followers. It's a shortened version of what we do for our DT Report subscribers. I haven't done one of these in 2 or 3 weeks. I've been in Spain for about 3 weeks on a 3-week off-the-grid family holiday, or pretty much off the grid. But back home in North Carolina, and get back to doing these each week for YouTube and Twitter followers. So we're going to highlight this week Bitcoin. Now, even if you don't trade Bitcoin, check out this video because it's a real trading education, regardless of what market you trade or the time frame you trade. It's less than 10 minutes long. You're going to get a good education on some specific analysis and specific trade strategies that, again, you can apply to whatever market you trade, whether it's Forex or stocks or indexes or futures or whatever. And plus, even if you don't normally trade Bitcoin, you might consider this because Bitcoin's got a great ETF that you can trade called GBTC. You might consider that if the setup unfolds with a specific go-along trade strategy as we're about to describe. So let's get to it. Let's check it out. By the way, if you like what you see here and what you learn, be sure to subscribe to us, like us, and check us out at dynamictraders.com. Okay, let's get started. So this is Bitcoin weekly data. And we've actually been looking for a probable weekly low in Bitcoin for 2 or 3 weeks. So they've been in a technical position, or Bitcoin's been in a technical position for a weekly low. It's made a couple on the daily data, the smaller time frame reversals, but it hasn't made what I call a reversal confirmation signal. And that is a signal that following a technical reversal, then you identify what must that market do to confirm that that's a good reversal and the trend is indeed reversing. And that hasn't been made in Bitcoin over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So here we are again with the weekly data. Weekly momentums are dual look back bullish, but Bitcoin's been essentially sideways for 5 weeks now. I'll comment a little bit more on that in a minute. But here's the two key pieces of information, really 3 key pieces of information you should be aware of right now for the next week in Bitcoin. Number 1, next week is the 100% alternate time projection of the November high into the January low. So it was 11 weeks down. Next week is week 11 off of the early April high. That's significant. And it's significant because the weekly momentums have already made a bull reversal. Not too far below the market, around 23,000, is the 100% alternate price projection of the November high to the January low. That was a 52.27% decline, 52.27% decline from the high made in early April. It's right around 23,000. So that doesn't look too far away on this chart, but of course it's quite a ways away because Friday's close was around 29,000, so that's a ways down. Now, these are not forecasts that Bitcoin is going to be down into 23,000 and next week. These are just significant time and price factors, and they're significant also because the weekly momentums have already made a bull reversal, indicating that Bitcoin is at or near a weekly low. Now, here's something you might not be aware of. Next week, Wednesday, is a Fed announcement, FOMC announcement on Wednesday. Bitcoin frequently makes reversals, plus or minus a week of a Fed announcement. Let's go back to the middle of last year. Here was the July announcement. The week before, Bitcoin made a low, we call it a weekly low, followed by a several week advance. In September, the Fed announcement was the low, followed by an advance lasting several weeks. The November announcement, 1 week before the top. December announcement, it wasn't really too helpful. Market was just sideways going right through that announcement. January announcement, the week of the low. March announcement, week of the low. And the May announcement, the following week, made the low, to which then has been sideways since that time period. Well, now, next week we have the 100% alternate time projection based on the weekly data and this Fed announcement. Now, the market has been sideways going into this announcement. more than likely it's going to be bullish coming out of that announcement because the technical position on time, price, and weekly momentums are all indicating that a weekly low is very near. So this just adds one additional piece of information that's strongly signaling a weekly low is likely to be complete by next week. Here's the daily data for Bitcoin. This is what we've been looking at for about 6 weeks now. This is a trading range. The question is the market going to break up or down from the trading range? Well, if it breaks down from this trading range, it should be very short-lived because of the 100% alternate time and price position, and importantly, the higher time frame weekly momentums are already turned bullish. We've been looking for a potential breakout for 2 to 3 weeks here, and one period that it did break out was a little over a week ago, and it broke out and it closed above the recent swing high. The reason that trade wasn't taken was that it made that breakout, that new swing high close, with the daily momentums reaching overbought. And it's pretty reliable with our DT oscillator. If the daily momentums are overbought, the upside should be very limited, and a momentum cycle high should be at or near completion. Then the market should be sideways to down for 3 to 5 days, which is exactly what happened. So that's why we had a reversal, but we didn't have that reversal confirmation with the breakout to the upside with the daily momentums not overbought. So here we are, we're back at pretty much the same position. Is that this is as of Friday's data. We know that next week is 100% alternate time and price projections. We know that the weekly momentums are dual look back bullish. The next daily momentum bull reversal will be what we call a dual time frame momentum position to complete a weekly low and then be net bullish for at least 3 to 5 weeks. Now, that's not a forecast that's going to happen. That's a technical position. And I mean, it's inevitable that the daily momentums will complete its cycle and make a bull reversal. But because of the technical position of time, price, and higher time frame momentum, as well as next week being a Fed announcement, we really want to be on alert for that reversal next week. Now, this isn't a forecast by any means, but should Bitcoin continue lower early next week, on the downside, we not only had that 100% alternate price projection around 23,000, that's also right around where the 127% external retracement is. Now, keep in mind, this is not a forecast that Bitcoin is going to decline to a new low to around 23,000. But if it should do that, and that would be a considerable panic exit, what we call a washout, and it would be a fantastic opportunity on the long side. That's what I call my letter to Santa Claus of a technical position of a market. Because should that occur, people will be panicking out of Bitcoin, and that's exactly the time those of us with Dynamic Traders Report are going to be looking to enter the market following the next momentum cycle low and reversal confirmation signal. We give those specific signals in our DT reports, but this is enough information to give you, if you're interested in trading Bitcoin, and you don't have to trade Bitcoin itself. There's always the GBTC ETF. That's a great ETF, high volume, and it follows Bitcoin tick for tick, basically, to get on the long side, but only after that cycle reversal, bull reversal, and the daily momentums. And only once that's made, that's the setup to get a specific go-along strategy. Then it's on the reversal confirmation signal that is a solid reversal, and the weekly low is complete, and the bull trend's going to continue for a few weeks. Now, don't get crazy excited that it's going to 100,000 or any nonsense like that, but it should be, if it's complete and confirmed, what we call a weekly low. And Bitcoin is likely then to be sideways to up for at least 3 to 4 weeks. And as you know, Bitcoin does pretty good percentage changes, even on its small trends and corrections. So it's a real worthwhile trade to be looking at in the days ahead. You might want to check out our DT reports. We follow up, give you the day the signal's made, and give you the specific reversal confirmation signal to develop a specific get long strategy. That's it for today. Robert Miner, over and out.